joining me, and you're watching My Spirit Fitness TV, where we aim to make every day better than the last day. Thanks so much for joining me. Thanks for the responses. Oh my gosh. Make sure you subscribe right now and share it with your friends. My goal is 1,000 subscriptions by the end of the year. So please help me make that goal. Today we're talking about self-betrayal. I'll give you 5 ways that we betray ourselves. I heard someone say once, the worst betrayal ever is not the betrayal of someone doing something to you. It's self-betrayal. I'll share with you 5 ways that we betray ourselves so you can make some action now to make sure that doesn't happen to you. It's coming up next.
I started working with this life coach / trainer. So during one of these boxing sessions, she said, give me 10 things that make you happy. And I'm boxing and I'm exhausted and I start crying and I can't think of anything that makes me happy. And she's like, give me something. Is it sunsets? Is it something? And I was like, ground beef, real butter, and imitation crab. And she was like, okay, stop. Bitch, did you say imitation crab? Not even the real thing makes you happy? And I was like, well, it's cheaper and it tastes pretty close. And she said, okay, if you don't know what makes you happy, how in the hell could someone else know how to make you happy? You gotta figure out what makes you happy first. So I had to work on my happy list. I still kept those 3 things on it because they do actually make me happy. But I had to do the work and figure out, what do I like versus what do I think other people expect me to like? Everything that I ask now that comes into my life, whether that be a friendship, a relationship, a working opportunity, that it needs to come wrapped in joy, peace, and grace. If you are going to rob me of my joy, this isn't the job for me. If you are going to inspire the crazy in me and not allow me to move through the world with grace and peace, this isn't the friendship, the relationship, or the job that I want in my life. And I got help. I went to therapy. I'm still in therapy. Still working on it.
People generally refuse to stand out. They refuse to do something aside from what their family members would approve of, or society would approve of, or their religion would approve of. They're just scared to death to stand out, to be their unique selves. And we tend to betray ourselves when we do that. And we live lives of just being in a mental prison. And our heart is just singing for something different, something new, something passionate and fun and adventurous and freeing. And we just squash it. Do you really need to be accepted that bad that you're willing to betray yourself? You know what happens to people? People start wearing a false mask. They don't think differently from what they know. And oftentimes when we do that and the person finally bubbles up enough courage, or the intensity is so much that they act out, then people are surprised when they make a different decision. Well, they're making a different decision because that wasn't their authentic self. They were wearing a false mask. And stop hurting people that way, and stop hurting yourself that way. Be who you are. You are worthy of love, and you are worthy to have all of the riches in the world that you want to have. You're worthy of all of those things. Who cares? What you want is what you want. Who you love is who you love. What you want to do is what you want to do. You were born to feel those things, to do those things. Why on earth would you continue to betray yourself that way? Who's benefiting? You're not. Yeah, you may be likable at the moment, but it's so superficial. If it stopped, would people still love you? You may as well love yourself and start surrounding yourself around people who love you for who you are, not for the mask that you wear. That, my friends, is self-betrayal. Here are the 5 ways that I promised you that we betray ourselves. Are you ready? Your first instinct, your intuition, God's whisper to you, love, your dreams. Those are the 5 ways that we betray ourselves. Your first instinct is oftentimes linked to your day-to-day.
Absolutely entrust your gut.
You're born with a gut.
Trust my instincts.
What do you feel like in your gut?
But I've learned to trust my instincts.
Trust your gut.
Whatever my instincts are.
Have the guts to follow your belief.
But your first instinct says, don't go down that road. And you do it anyway. Self-betrayal. So that's instinctual. Now let's get to intuition.
Experienced it.
When your intuition, your innate knowing, your connection to the divine is open, then yes, God's whisper and your intuition are all one. But oftentimes our intuition is closed. We get really good at hearing our intuition and saying, oh no, that's not true. No. You know, every time, and I mean every time, I have ignored my intuition. And I work on my intuition being open. I teach this stuff. And just because I teach it doesn't make me perfect. Every time I ignore my intuition, it bites me in the butt. Every time. And I can go back to my dream book or dreams that I've had or conversations that I've had or signs that I've seen and realize, yeah, those were real signs warning me of XYZ, but I did it anyway. So.
When somebody shows you who they are, believe them.
Yeah, I think it came from Maya Angelou through Oprah. Yeah.
Yes, that. And it's so much easier to make excuses for the bad circumstance that you're in or the bad situation. Oh, it's just right now, or he's going through something, or it's just a phase we're going through. But at the end of the day, your intuition, your gut, and who you really want to be will always be there to nudge you and move you. And until you move it, it won't change.
That's right.
The universe will give you opportunities to make adjustments. It's our free will as to whether or not we'll take those opportunities. When your intuition is open, God will speak to you. You'll hear whispers. You will hear direction. And I used to think while sitting in church as a little tot in Pentecostal churches that God spoke with this loud, boisterous voice. I do not approve of you. It's not the way it happens. It's a whisper.
How do you tell the difference between the good whispers and the bad whispers?
Well, for me, the good whispers I feel down here, and the bad whispers I feel in here. And so I try to determine whether is it a life-affirming whisper or a life-draining whisper.
Good.
St. Augustine said that sometimes devils are disguised as angels and angels are disguised as devils. And somebody asked him, how can you tell the difference? And he said, when you've been in the presence of an angel, you feel exalted. And when you've been in the presence of a devil, you feel appalled. No matter what they look like, it's how you feel. And I think the good whispers will exalt you and the bad ones will appall you.
I love that, yeah.
The good whispers bring you hope, and the bad whispers bring you despair. Good whispers open you up to possibility, and the bad whispers shut things down and narrow.
Yes, ma'am.
I think the good whispers take you out of your comfort zone and tell you what you know you needed to do, but you've been giving yourself all kinds of excuses for not doing them. And that good whisper comes and scares the bejesus out of you. And the good whispers only talk to you about you. They don't talk to you about anybody else.
Because it's your territory.
Yeah.
Your territory.
A knowing. That whisper is really a knowing. Sometimes people can actually hear it, but it's a whisper and a knowing.
Walking, and he's walking along, and he's walking. Where are we going? I don't know, man. Shut up, shut up, shut up. Be quiet. Be quiet. And the Bible said when he was yet 3 days off, he looked up and saw the place afar off. He said, that's it right there. How do you know? I don't know, but I know. I don't know, but I know. I know it with my knower, and I don't know how my knower knows, but my knower knows that, man, that is the place right there. That is the woman I'm supposed to marry. That is the job I'm supposed to have. That is the career move I'm supposed to take. That is the place I'm supposed to build that house. That is the place I'm supposed to go. I don't know how to tell you that I know what I know, but I know that I know that I know it in my knower, in my spirit, in my heart. I know it. For as many as are led by the Spirit, they shall be called the sons of God.
And then there's dreams.
Don't ever let somebody tell you you can't do something. Not even me. All right?
All right.
You got a dream, you got to protect it. People can't do something themselves. They want to tell you you can't do it. You want something, go get it. Period.
You are responsible for making that dream happen because it was born inside of you. That's the same with me. I mean, I knew as a child that I would speak for a living, but I had no idea what I would speak about. I mean, I saw this as a child, speaking to large audiences, and I really thought that it was satisfied through being a broadcaster for over 30 years. But I later found out that there are more layers to this. So if I did not nurture it by, taking jobs that will allow me a voice, then I may not be here today. So it's your job to nurture your dream. And be careful who you tell your dreams to, because they can help you sabotage it. Be careful. They can help you sabotage it. They can help you talk yourself out of doing what you were born to do. Self-betrayal really is the worst betrayal. If you betray your dreams, then you're not only betraying yourself, but you're betraying those people who are waiting for you to do what you're supposed to do in this world so they can be uplifted, or they can appreciate life more, or they can have better understanding, or they can enjoy the building that you've built, or the artwork that you've created, or the song that you've created. Promise me something. Make today the last day that you betray yourself. Listen to your intuition. Listen to those whispers of God talking to you and guiding you. And stop wearing a false mask. Stop trying to please people so badly. If it's not authentically you, you're wasting your life. You're wasting your time. And you're certainly wasting other people's time and hurting them by thinking that you're one thing and you're really not. Allow us to love you for who you are.
What people don't realize is every time we had a trauma, we lost bonding. And that's where we get a split mind. Part of us wants love. We want true love. Part of us doesn't want true love. And of course, we hide this from ourselves. The people who most were afraid of true love were the people who were chasing it the most. So in the places where you've suffered, you've actually taken steps back from true love, and you've taken steps back from relationships. Now, the incident may have been bad enough, but that you slammed the door on true love just makes the problem even worse. It's your door. You can open it. And this is a really key thing. Now, another thing that stops people from having true love is that they have attached to people from the past. They have a little altar inside themselves to someone from the past they never got over. So you need to find out, how much are you attached to that key person? If you're a guy, ask yourself what percentage you're holding on to your mom and your sister, and add that to your bucket. You need to empty your bucket if you want to have a true love. You have to be unattached. And then you have to give the power of your mind, your trust, into having a partner, that you have the confidence to heal this. Because one of the big things that they've shown is that people won't go forward in a relationship or won't have a relationship if they feel they can't handle it. If they have hidden feelings of insecurity or inadequacy, if they have that hidden fear, that will stop you, even though consciously you just want a partnership.
I'm Felesha Love. Till next time, be well. Oh, and make sure you subscribe today, and it would just bless my heart if you would subscribe. So make sure you do it today. Don't just call me on the phone and tell me about it. Show me. Smash that subscription button. Do it today. Until next time, be well.
Standing tall when she's knocked down. Living life with wisdom and power. She's the change on your airwaves. Tune in, she got something to say. Yeah. Felesha Love, 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 show. Felesha Love, 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 show. Felesha Love, 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 show. Felesha Love, 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 show. Felesha Love Show.
If you want to make God laugh, tell him what you're playing. I mean, just be a spiritual comedian and get down on your knees tonight and tell him all the stuff you playing and watch him just start going.